Doom, doom, da, doom, da, doom. Is language. Doom, doom, da, doom, da, doom. Is language. Doom, doom, da, doom, da, doom. It's language time. All right, third grade, it's time for language. The first thing we want to do is read the sentences on the board, and we're going to draw a line between the subject and the predicate. Well, what in the world is the subject? The subject tells who or what the sentence is about, and the predicate tells what happened or what they did. Let's go. Ashton read 2 books last week. Ashton read 2 books last week. You go, Ashton. Hey. Oh, I apologize. Who or what is the sentence about? It's about Papa Gatlin. That's right. And what did Papa Gatlin do? He read 2 books last week. So we draw a line between the who did something and then what he did. We underline the subject part of the sentence once, class. And we underline the predicate part of the sentence twice. What did Ashton do? Read 2 books last week. Read 2 books last week. Good job. Go to the second sentence listed here. Bryson hiked that trail with Dad. Bryson hiked that trail with Dad. Who or what is this sentence about? It's about my boy Bryson. And what did Bryson do? Bryson hiked. We underline the subject once, Mr. Bryson. And what did Bryson do? Hiked that trail with Dad. He hiked that trail with Dad. Good job, class. And that's how you identify the subject and the predicate part of the sentence. The next thing we want to do is go over our comma rules. So let's do that now. All right, guys. When do we use a comma? There are 3 rules we have already learned. The first rule to use a comma is when we're doing with a conjunction. So we use a comma and a conjunction to correct a run-on sentence. Remember, comma and, comma or, comma but. We also use a comma after the word yes or no at the beginning of a sentence. Yes, comma, you are right. No, comma, you may not have it. And then we also use a comma before and after the name of the person you are speaking into in a sentence. Did you know, Josiah, that I love ice cream? Josiah is the person I'm talking to. So I'd say, did you know, comma, Josiah, comma, that I loved ice cream? I do. Bops is my absolute favorite. Okay. All right, guys. So now I am going to read to you a sentence. And I want you to insert a comma in the sentence where it goes. Well, how are you going to insert a comma? You're going to hold up the comma when it's time for me to put it in a sentence. The first time I read the sentence to you, just listen. But the second time, be ready to put in your comma. All right, guys, here we go. The first sentence is, Bryson, do you have a pecan tree in your yard? Bryson, do you have a pecan tree in your yard? All right, let's find out where this comma goes. Bryson, do you have a pecan tree in your yard? All right, how about this one? Yes, we have one. Yes, we have one. Where is the comma going to go? Yes, we have one. Great job. All right, how about this? The pecans fall from the tree when they are ripe, Ashton. The pecans fall from the tree when they are ripe, Ashton. All right, where does the comma go this time? The pecans fall from the tree when they are ripe, Ashton. All right, guys, for those 3 sentences, we were talking about Bryson and we were talking to Ashton. So we started off first by saying, Bryson, talking to Bryson, hey, do you have a pecan tree in your yard? So because we were talking to Bryson, we had to separate him with a comma. Then we said, yes. Well, he said, yes, we have one. Okay. And when he said yes, we always put the comma after the word yes or no at the beginning of a sentence. And then in the last sentence, he was talking to Ashton, and he said, the pecans fall from the tree when they are ripe. Talking to Ashton, so we put the comma right before Ashton. All right, guys. The next thing I want us to do is to learn how to organize ideas. Now, a topic is the main idea of whatever it is that we are writing about. If we're going to write about opossums, then opossums would be the topic. Okay? So, in order to get to write about opossums, I would have to use my thinker here, my brain, in order to find some details about opossums. So what are some ways that I could probably find some details about opossums? Well, I know you guys are all about go to Google, get online. Definitely we could do that. We could look in some books. We could find some articles. That would work too. Or we could even ask a person who knows about opossums, maybe someone at the zoo. So as I find details, I would need to begin to write them down. Okay? Do you know any details about opossums? If so, why don't you go ahead and write them down now and push pause. Here are some that I came up with. Opossums are known as possums. They are shy animals. They eat bugs, fruits, and grass, and even some vegetables. The mothers carry their babies on their back, and they do not hang by their tails. Last but not least, even though they are shy animals, they will pretend to be fierce if they are scared. All right, guys. Now, those were some pretty good ideas about possums, okay? Those are called details. Once I have some good details about what I'm going to be writing about, I would need to organize them so that they'll make sense to me. One way to organize, your details is to use what's called a graph. Now, you may remember in arithmetic how we use graphs all the time. So you can also use graphs in writing class, all right? In fact, let me show you one now. In the center of this graph, I would write the word opossums because that's our topic. So I'd write the word opossums here in the center, and then around the center in these smaller circles, I would put any details that are really, really important about opossums. Now, if you have too many details, you don't have to include all of them, and you can write the details as a complete sentence, or you can just write the statement, the most important words, okay? All right, so again, in the center goes your topic, the main idea, and then in the smaller bubbles around it, you would put those that are very important about the topic. All right, sweethearts, until next time, toodles.